Good. Somebody down there? Yes. All right. We are the African Love Institute under the direction of Empress Adama. She's not here right now, but we are going to bring the music and we're going to Mecca. And this is Mecca. No doubt about it. Not only that, we have a very distinguished guest, and the Honorable Queen Black Rose. She is the starter, the originator of the African hair business, the hairdo here in America and around the world. She is the originator, and she has documented evidence to prove just that.
Greetings on our centennial of our great ancestor, the Honorable Marcus Garvey. And may all Africans unite and come together like this, more so. Yes.
say there should be movement all over the floor. I want to give thanks and praise. Those worthy souls that came forward. But this place should be jumping. Because the Honorable Marcus Messiah God. Think about that.
here right now. Please, last
General of the UNIA ACL, I bring you greetings.
Yes, sir.
I say welcome to the opening ceremony of the Centennial Celebration of the Universal Negro Improvement Association African Community. I am not Sister Maxine Flowers as voted in the program. I am Sister Idea Rogers, and I serve as the Council General of the UNIA ACL. And I've had the privilege and honor to be the chair of the Centennial Committee to prepare for the 4 days of legacy, remembrance, unity, and organizing. We will now open the ceremony with a libation from Baba Sir Ahmed Ra Shem Kanu.
God, one name, one destiny. We call upon all that is sacred in this universe to guide and protect us. We will now call upon our ancestors. We are going to invoke the names of all the ancestors, known or unknown. We want to answer to Usur Ashe. Usur is an ancient Kemetic word from the Metaneta. Ashe is a word from the Yoruba. So, in other words, you'd be calling from west, from east to west. So we have it all together. So Kemet is where we once started from, and it was to the west that we came, where we got kidnapped from and came here. Any ancestor, known or unknown. Marcus Messiah Garvey. Come on. I got a lot of water here. Usur Ashe. 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 Usur We call upon all those ancestors who don't lie in the middle passage, those ancestors who decided they would not be enslaved. We call upon them. Usur Ashe, Usur Ashe. In all their strength, we will need their guidance in the world that is unfolding upon us. We ask that those who lead us walk in the spirit of Ma'at, which is truth, justice, and balance. May their hearts be as light as the feather. We ask for the spirit of Marcus Messiah Garvey to forever be with us in the whirlwind of African redemption. May the spirit of the female be raised up, for without that spirit we shall not be able to go forth. We want to see the symbol of Ankh. This is the Ankh. I Schomburg. We want to see the symbol of the arm of unity raised once again. We want to see it raised, to be raised up to unify Africans all over the world. One God, one aim, one destiny.
Go ahead.
Brother St. Paul, Jarrah, Maye, come forward, please.
Baba Kill it. Say what? I call first and second assistant. All right. Baba Kill it.
Peace and blessings to you, all the members of the High Council. With us here today, so we want to leave these things. We want to make us strong, because we are going forward into a new era. We must be able to see the way, and know the way, and feel the way. Thanks and praise for all who are in attendance and all who are here today. President Dow, Second Assistant President Dow, President Kelly, you know the strength to go forward. Stay back. This time I want to give our brother and more to add on to his strength. Christmas, the name of the Beru Katal Ma'at Nefertari, and glory to Jarrah Maye. When you walk with that name, I'll give you the meaning later. Know that you with that strength and such deity that brought us forth, that held the civilization together for 3,000 years. Know that you walk in that light. I'm done.
God he lives.
Yes.
God will never die. God he lives. Tendai Mawari. The Most High never made no mistake. His greatest creation us, our people. We made all the mistakes. It's our job to address and bring all the solutions. But our ancestors are waiting and watching. Just coming back from the UK, I'm honored to unveil the physical picture of the Right Excellent Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. So we put that picture in our mind and in our hearts, because Garvey was correct. He is in the whirlwind with countless millions of ancestors whose names we don't know, and our own personal ancestors that are responsible for us being here. Garvey didn't say he's going to come in the whirlwind alone. He said he's going to come with many, many, many ancestors and be the real Marcus Garvey, to be a terror against the foes of African liberty. You better believe that. You better believe it. So without any further ado, I unveil the physical picture of God to you. Looking right at Yeah, you let everybody see it. But I'm telling you, if you don't see it physically, certainly you see it in your psyche and your mind, because we can accomplish what we will. It's not all the time what you think, but it's all the time what's in your spirit, your will. And if we connect that with what we think and what is in our hearts, then we'll get busy. Up you mighty race. Yeah.
Division 401 and 429 to approach the podium for the UNIA Centennial.
The advocates of might, and let them know that righteousness is mightier than sin, reigns only selfishness, and cannot help not win, endows the Lord with faith and grace, and courage to endure the wrongs we suffer in your face, and bless us evermore.
Could everybody stand? We're going to do the adoration of the red, black, and green. Okay, I'm going to say the words and then you all will repeat after me. Here's to this flag of mine.
Here's to this flag of mine.
The red, black, and green.
The red, black, and green.
Hopes in its future bright.
Hopes in its future bright.
Africa has seen.
Africa has seen.
Here's to the red of it.
Here's to the red of it.
Great nations shall know of it.
Great nations shall know of it.
In time to come.
In time to come.
Red blood shall flow of it.
Red blood shall flow of it.
Historians shall write of it.
Historians shall write of it.
Great flag of mine.
Great flag of mine.
Here's to the black of it.
Here's to the back of it.
400 million back of it.
400 million back of it.
up here and sing this song, but you agreed we were going to do this together. That was in my dream. I love that beautiful dream I had. You all have to hear her voice.
She has a beautiful
Yes.
Yes, she does.
All right, it's for everybody. We're gonna, if you have your programs, we're gonna do All Africa Awakening. All Africa Awakening. Look at the program so you can sing along with us. This is the beginning of our centennial, so we to Africa. Okay, are we ready? Yes. Oh,
Happy Centennial, everyone.
Happy Centennial.
You all look black and beautiful. I am honored to share this song at this time. For this occasion, Sister Myers, I thank you. I thank you very much. Thank you. It is an agreement that we had a little early, just for a second. Michael, can you ask her to hand me those two plaques out there off the table? This morning, as the administrator of the Black Cross Nursing, excuse me, my name is Basila Muhammad Bey. I am the 4th Assistant President General to the World Body of UNIA. I am also the International Administrator for the Black Cross Nursing. It was an honor, thank you all, it was an honor this morning. We had a ceremony that Sister Mary Bota, our Secretary General, decided that we were going to pull together and respect the sisterhood, motherhood, and life. And this morning we did not have the actual papers to give to acknowledge those sisters, but the ceremony was beautiful, well respected, and well received. So at this time, we said no matter where we at in the day, President General, that we will be able to take a moment, and I will take this moment to pass this on to Mama Margaret Lamb. So well deserved, so well deserved. So long in UNIA, such an example for us. We thank you. Also, this other one will go to Sister, I don't see her, Mama Cola Clark. She's back there somewhere. Cola, she went out the room. Okay, so I'll have this for her and we'll pass this on to her when I see her. Just want to keep our word. If she's in here somewhere, we can. I don't know where she's at. But if not, I'm going to say why when she come back, you can give this to her. Thank you. I'm excited, y'all. I truly am. 100 years. I was just sitting out there talking about how I miss my mother. I wish she was here to see this and celebrate because she is the reason why I'm in the path that I'm on. And I said in the path, and I didn't say on the path. I'm in the path that I'm on because of my mother. And so I just wanted to say that in respect of all of you. Be nice, be good to each other, to your mothers, your fathers, your sisters, your brothers. Because all we have is each other. And if we don't respect that, then we got a lot more work than we really need to do. And it's really unnecessary, a lot of things. So I would just like to say, at this point, this song is very well deserved at this moment. And I'm going to just let it go. I do the, what's his name? My big brother, Miles Davis, because I had to pull myself together, so no disrespect to you all. You know, a lot of time has gone by and a lot of things have happened, and we still find ourselves calling on the same things that we've done for over 100 years or more. So it's time for us to wake up and understand what is going on in our hearts and in our minds and who we are and what UNIA is to us. It is a government of African people, given to us by African people, for African people, and African people must maintain it. So I would like to sing Bob Marley's song. 100 years possible. Our President Senghor Baye, all of his team. We have 4 assistants under him and everybody else, but I can come up here and talk about that. I got a little nervous, but it's okay because I'm feeling good. So Bob said to us, he said, you know, when you look at you have a lot to give, you got to watch what you do with it. You got to remember. You got to remember. This weekend is about remembrance. It's about unity. It's about the legacy. My spirit is telling me to say this first and I'll go there. To the children. Don't think I'm gonna hurt you if I pull you into blackness. We only want to bring you home. We only want to bring you home, yes. A lot of us don't understand. We hear people saying what's happening. We want to bring you back home. We want to bring you back to UNIA. We are a nation of many tribes, and we must understand it's a government ruling over us, and we have to stop this foolishness. We give them the right to do so. We have a man that says, I'll take the stand and I'll be courageous enough to go up into the world's face and honor Marcus Messiah Garvey. So we said, remember, from ship to shore, somebody brought us here yesterday, today. Strong by the Almighty, we forward this generation, triumvirate. So won't you help me sing, Lord, 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 songs of freedom, 'cause all I ever have is redemption song. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. Number our own selves to free our minds. Not the people of time with energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long do we sit and look? Why they kill up for profits? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the goal. So won't you, at this 100-year centennial celebration, help me sing? Yes, 'cause all I ever have is redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. Number our own selves to free our minds. Not to think, I feel y'all sing it. People, time, energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long? Oh Lord, how long do we sit and look? How I they kill up for profit. Some say it's just a part of it. But you got to fulfill the goal. So won't you help me sing? Lord, 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 Lord knows my song is freedom, ha, ha, ha. And all I ever have is redemption songs, is redemption songs. 100 years, y'all, of redemption songs.
I'm going to call out the division numbers and the cities. We start with Division 121 from Philadelphia. Division 178 from Philadelphia. Division 313 from Detroit. Division 330 from Washington, D.C. Division 332 from Washington, D.C. Division 401 from Chicago. Division 407 from Detroit. Division 421 from Atlanta. I'm sorry, I skipped one.
Yes.
Division 369, the cyberspace. Division 429 from Chicago. Division 614. And our host divisions from New York State, Division 431. And Division 432. We're going to have a 31 drum salute to commemorate the 31 days from August 1st to August 31st, 1920, when there were 25,000 of us. This is 1920, and we did not have computers, we didn't have internet, people traveled across the water, not in airplanes, they came on boats, they stayed together for 31 days, working, and came up with the red, black, and green as our colors, and our flag. Came up with Independence Day, August 31st.
Yes.
Came up with the Declaration of Negro Peoples.
Yes.
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 Can we have our 31 drums, please?
Oh man, it's just so nice seeing so many beautiful African people all in the same room at the same time with the same purpose. Give yourself a big round of applause for the evening. I'm going to keep my introduction very short. My name is Delani Amon. I'm the CEO and founder of the Harambe Radio and Television Network, along with the Black Learning Channel, radio and television, which my daughter produces on Saturday morning in the focus of the young people in Marcus Garvey. We have donated and dedicated Saturdays
just for that purpose of teaching. I also want to thank the President General Senghor and Brother Keeley and the rest of the parent body of the UNIA ACL for inviting a brother like me up to this event to share this part in history. As we all know, this is what? Once in a lifetime event. No one can be somewhere else tonight and tell you that they were here at this once in a lifetime event. Once in a lifetime means if you missed it, that's your butt right there. You can't talk about it. So you ought to thank yourself for understanding the dynamics of being at a once in a lifetime event. You can't be anywhere else today. So again, this is just one of those events where you have to be here. I'm thankful that Harambe Radio and Television and the Black Learning Channel has been partnered with the UNIA ACL over many years. Whenever you see anything that I'm connected to or my organization is connected to, you have to follow that with /UNIA ACL. There's no Harambe and Harambe if we're not working together. So a lot of times people try to pull you away from what you're doing because you're connected with other people. In my organization, there's this unity that's always been there. We don't ever think in terms of what we're doing and all the great things we got going, because really it's that Garvey movement where we're doing this as a unit, collectively. We got it all working together for progress. So it's just great to be here at this point in history where you hear and you read about Garvey. And what Garvey was saying about where are the men of big affairs, I'm going to clean that up a little bit and say that if it was being said today, he would say, where are the women and men of big affairs?
Yes.
And one thing you better rest your ass on that. If you look around this room, you will see the women and men of big affairs. You don't have to wonder where they could be out here functioning in society. You check around this room and history will bear me out that the men and women of big affairs are right here and right now. You better believe that.
Yes.
Was thankful enough to invite me to this event, sent me a letter on, and he knew that he would torture me by saying, Delano, we want you to be here, but we don't want you to talk too long. Nothing tortures me more than when I see my people and there's a shortage of minutes here. I've done radio and television where I'm on Friday night sometimes for 3 hours non-stop. So I'm thankful to be invited here by the BG and the whole organization in spite of the fact of my long-winded reputation. But I just love seeing black folks. Wherever I see them, I want to embrace, love, and color them. And one thing that I know we can all do a little bit more of, and that's we can love a little deeper than we presently are. I'm going to be at Medgar Evers College tomorrow on a couple panel discussions with my daughter Amira and a whole bunch of other people in the UNIA, Harambe, and the whole organization. But you don't know, I mean, I know what we face all the time, and we have to learn to stop hating on some very minimal, trivial things with each other. You know, we have to start to give each other a pass. You know, that sister really didn't mean that. She's going through some things. That brother got some other issues. You think he's mad at you or hating on you. But really, deep down inside, we all love each other very deeply. We don't know that yet.
Yes.
And ultimately, before we can get where we're going, we're going to have to break down that barrier. We're going to have to learn to love any and everybody. We're going to have to throw hate out the window.
Yes.
11 years ago, when I started Harambe Radio and Television, I told the hostess there, everybody wanted to know what the message should be, what should we tell the people. And I said, you know, let's not get too scientific. Let's not try to be rocket scientists. Let's just learn to love the people where they are.
Yes.
You know, however they show up, we got to embrace them. We can't sit down and ask them where they went to school, what kind of job, what kind of car they drive, before we embrace. It's easy to embrace when everything's okay. When folks don't have any problems, it's easy to embrace. But as we all know, we were put here on this planet to gravitate toward where there's a problem. I say, when I'm talking about people around me, work where the need is great. You know, find the people that need our help. Don't go out and find some people and hang out with some folks that don't need us. This whole network is based on working where the need is great. So I'm here in New York trying to work with the needs great. If Garvey could come back and be in the world right now, right here, he would tell all of us that we are where we need to be. You know, right here, this is where we need to be. This is no accident. The other warning that I'm going to pass out is that Garvey, in my opinion, has been one of the most talked about people on the planet. Everybody can talk Garvey. I think we have to stop, STOP, stop talking about Garvey and start reacting and doing some of the work. You know, I mean, Garvey would not appreciate all the conversation about his books, what he said, what he did, if the people worshiping and doing what Garvey was are doing what they're supposed to. I would be embarrassed to call myself a Garvey. I think it was just a conversation. We got to start putting stuff up on the drawing board that we're going to do. Garvey got stuff done. He wasn't a man of just words and no action. So I'm begging all of y'all to escalate wherever you are in life. To entertain some other projects that's going to move the people ahead. Because we can't just keep talking about Garvey. You know, Garvey did his thing. I love Marcus Garvey. When I had to pick out an organization to join, I could have picked out 100 places around the country, in the world. I picked out the UNIA ACL on purpose. I wanted that challenge of being a Garveyite and getting the work done. But without further ado, I swear, the one thing I really love is being a part of Harambe and also / UNIA ACL. And in that whole context of being part of more than one organization, but those organizations working together, I not only have here my Division 369 people, who I love very dearly, but I also have my Harambe radio and television people, the people that support me, come on the radio, come on the television, and get this thing done on a worldwide level. Because we understand one thing, that our enemy is on 24/7, 365. Harambe has been on 11 years, 24/7, 365 non-stop. That's my answer. So without further ado, I want to bring up my entire Harambe radio and television family, including my daughter Amir from the Black Mountain County, to come up and take a group picture while we're here in the same city. I want to thank y'all. People that get this job done. We're in New York at the Schomburg. I think that's something to talk about. Some renegades like us. Somebody take that. I got you. Yes. Okay.
Have a little more.
You feel we deserve a bow up in here.
You go, everybody looking at me? Everybody looking at me on 3. 1. Dr. Move.
They say go ahead.
Here we go.
You go looking at me on 3.
Hey!
Marcus.
One more.
Marcus.
Together for progress. Good. 369. And y'all don't think that we all wait out on the side. We based in North Carolina.
Yes.
20 acres of land. Right? So we ain't out there in cyberspace floating around.
Do you want your Blackburn championships?
No, this is Harambe.
All right. Okay. So I don't have anything further I want to say, but that I love everybody and anyone who wants any information about it.
One destiny. My name is Saki Barudi. And I'm President General of the Universal African Peoples Organization. And I'm here from St. Louis, Missouri. And I'm here to, first of all, give praise to the Creator for allowing me to be here on this avenue, Malcolm X Avenue, celebrating a man who in physical was a man who was short in stature, however a giant among men. The Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. Let me just say this, and I pray you pray with me. I come from St. Louis really also to send salutations from the brothers and sisters who have taken to the streets to evangelize against the wicked system. And I've been on the forefront with them. And in fact, I've lost my voice, but thank God it's coming back, okay? So bear with me. But in that spirit of Garveyism, I want to just say our organization, founded on April 4th of 1989, we say that we have to practice what we preach. So it's in the spirit of our organization that we created a newspaper that's called the African News World in the spirit of the Negro world. In the spirit of Garveyism, our organization has been represented at a number of international events occurring in the motherland, including the 7th Pan-African Congress meeting in Kampala, Uganda, including the World Conference against against racism in South Africa, including a number of gatherings in the Great Jamahira headed by Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. We are also, as an organization, I'm proud to say, every year since we have been founded for 25 years, on the beautiful birthday of the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, we have celebrated his life and his legacy, and we are going to be celebrating his life and legacy on August the 17th, 2014, the 100th year of the anniversary of the founding of the great, glorious Universal Negro Improvement Association. So in that spirit, I want to first salute the President General of the UNIA, my good brother, Brother Clay. I also want to salute my good brother Nkrumah. We have been having a number of conversations. And then I want to celebrate you, because Garvey lives. Even though they tried to wipe him out, he lives. However, we have a great responsibility. Because Garvey said that he's going to come in a whirlwind. And that whirlwind has to be us. It's a must because our youth who are incarcerated, who are being shot dead by these evil forces against our people. We as a people must double our efforts. We must triple our efforts. For the salvation of the race is at stake. So even though we celebrate his life, as the prior speaker said, we got to practice what we preach. It is in that spirit of practicing what we preach, I'm proud to say the Universal African People's Organization, in the spirit of the UNIA, in 1989, upon our founding, we sent 70 boxes of new clothing to Namibia to celebrate its independence. I'm proud to say that in the year 2003, working with other progressive organizations, but being a major coordinator, we shipped over 450 boxes of clothing and medical supplies to Zimbabwe. I'm proud to say that in 2006, when Haiti was devastated by Hurricane Ida, we shipped over 550 boxes of clothing, medical supplies, food, water, to help our people. I'm proud to say that in the year 2006, we shipped 9,000 textbooks to a non-governmental agency in Ethiopia. I'm proud to say that we donated $5,000. It was to the relief effort after Haiti was struck by the earthquake. And I'm proud to say that this year, God willing, we'll be shipping 12,000 textbooks to Ghana to help build a library in Ghana. And I only say that not no bragging sense. I'm only saying it because we have to look in the mirror. Because it's easy for our people to have a conversation, as the brother just previously said. But the work is before us. So I challenge everyone in the house, because the hour is seriously critical. It's critical today because our beloved Africa, when Garvey was at the height of Garveyism, Africa was under complete colonialism by and large. But today, 2014, as we celebrate the 100th anniversary, Africa, sadly to say, dominantly is under neo-colonialism. So we got to battle here. And we have to, if we don't celebrate that day that we will actually be free, then as I had said earlier, that we don't have to triple our efforts. If we don't do that, I'm here to say that the Creator don't look upon us not too good. And I'm not here to dampen anything. I'm just here to say from my heart, and coming from the streets at Ferguson, Missouri, seeing what they have done to my young people, that cannot continue to happen. It's a shame upon us black men that we can't protect our children and our women. God ain't looking too favorably upon us. So it's in that spirit, our organization, and we call for it in this newspaper. And if anyone want to have a copy, we do ask a $1 donation on it. But if you don't have that, it's free. But we're saying we're calling for 144,000 strong soldiers in the spirit of the Creator to say enough is enough. So it's in that spirit, not to dampen anything. I'm going to just close by just saying I am truly honored to be here. God bless each and every one of you. God, I pray, and I hope that you pray, that before my last breath on this earth, I want to have tears of joy. That my people, that I have the sense that my people are free. So it's in that spirit also. It's why our organization stood with Robert Mugabe, who said that that land that you claim is your land, that you took from our father, is not your land. That's why our organization will go on record, stood with Muammar Gaddafi, because he pushed for a United States of Africa. So again, God bless each and every one of you. One God, one name,
Repeat after me. One God, one aim, one destiny. One God, one aim, one destiny. One God, one aim, one destiny. Thank you very much. President General Sigor Baye, officers and members of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League, on this auspicious occasion of this 100th anniversary of his birth. My fellow Africans, my fellow Harlemites, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, and last but not least, my darling wife, Philomena Kajoli Brown, and my daughter, Edwina Williams. It's great to be back in Harlem. My name is Edwin H. Brown Jr., and I am the author of the New Pan-Africanism 2020. And 169th Division. And this is my old stomping grounds. I was born in Harlem, grew up in the Lincoln Project, which is a few blocks down the street between 5th and Park Avenues. And if I had a nickel for every time I ascended from the 135th Street subway station, I'd be a very rich man. I attended elementary school, PS 133, right here in Harlem. Junior high school, 139, commonly known as Douglas, right here in Harlem. And then after I graduated from Syracuse University, I came back and moved across the street to Lenox Terrace. Another 12 years as a young Pan-Africanist. And right across this corner, across the street now, I see it's a construction site. But back in when I was living as an adult, it was called Pan-Pans. When I was a kid, it was Cushman's. But anyway, John Henry Clark and Dr. Ben used to dine there regularly, so you can stop by and see them. But we are standing on sacred ground. Not just because it's Schomburg and Garvey were very good friends, but outside on 135th Street and Lenox Avenue, one night, bright day on the fall of 1960, a young fellow going by the name of A. Philip Randolph, destined to lead the March on Washington movement in 1941, and destined to be the leader of the March on Washington movement in 1963. But he was a young man, 25. He introduced and gave the soapbox to another young newcomer going by the name of Marcus Garvey, right outside here. And 135th Street at that time was what we called Harlem Square. When I was growing up as a teenager, it was 125th Street. That's where you see Malcolm, Carlos Cook, all of the speakers, Pork Chop Davis, Adam Clayton Powell, even Kwame Nkrumah spoke from 125th Street. But back in Garvey's day, it was 135th Street, right here. It was a place. So and I remember as a Garvey-centered Pan-Africanist back in the 70s, attending some meetings of the Harlem branch of the UNIA on 128th Street in 8th Avenue. And I remember talking to many of the elders, and I was always taken aback by anytime you came up, the subject of Marcus Garvey came up, they would stand up straight, and they would be energized and enthusiastic, and they would just talk. One man I remember telling me that when Marcus Garvey talked from 135th Street, you could hear him play down the 125th. He was without mics. The Black Star Line was launched from 135th Street in Harlem. The Frederick Douglass boat. The Frederick Douglass was the first one that went out November 1990.
Teach, brother, teach.
I remember meeting with the former UNIA President General Thomas Harvey in Philadelphia in the 1970s. Later I learned that Harvey was one of Garvey's top proteges, and he was a member of the School of African Philosophy that Garvey established at the end of the 30s to train the leadership of the UNIA. Thomas Harvey was one of the top students there. I didn't know that when I met him, but later on, by my own study, I found out who he was. But I remember what he told me and what he left with me. He said, the land belongs to the man who's strong enough to keep it. It belongs to the next man who's strong enough to take it away. 100 years ago, on July 20th, 1914, as the world was racing toward World War I, exactly 55 years to the day before America landed a man on the moon, Marcus Garvey and his first wife launched the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League in the Caribbean. 3 years later, he started the New York Division in 1917 with 13 members. Within 3 months, he had 3,500 dues-paying members. By 1920, the UNIA had become a massive organization with at least 4 million card-carrying members. Some people estimate up to 11 million. But in 1,100 divisions in 40 different countries. As we previously mentioned, we had a salute for the entire month of August, 31 days. The UNIA hosted the first International Convention of African Peoples. 25,000 delegates from Africa, the Caribbean, and the Americas gathered in Madison Square Garden where they debated the conditions of black people domestically and globally. They passed resolutions dealing with the rights of black people, and the rights of freedom, justice, and self-determination. On August 13, 1920, a resolution was adopted by the convention which established the red, black, and green as the colors for the Universal Pan-African flag. On August 20th, 1920, the 25,000 delegates voted in a democratic contest between Marcus Garvey and Dr. Lewis from Nigeria to elect the first provisional president of Africa. Garvey prevailed and the organization went on to petition the League of Nations for the colonies of Germany and lost during the World War. And they also signed a written agreement with Liberia to lease 1 million acres of land for the limited settlement of UNIA pioneers, starting in Harper in the county of Palmyra. It's a written agreement. None of this would have happened if Marcus and Amy Ashley Garvey had not founded the UNIA 100 years ago in 1914. So we are here gathered at the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture in Harlem to celebrate the 100th anniversary of this epic event. Week, at least 50 governors in waiting from as many states in Africa were in Washington for the U.S. African Summit. Hopefully, and I expect some good deals, these governors in waiting might have struck some good deals for their countries, their individual countries, working with the government and business community of the United States. Indeed, the 7 fastest growing economies in the world are in sub-Saharan Africa. But anything that this summit accomplished will be dwarfed by the real geometric and transformative progress that will come when the continental or global government of the United Pan-African Nation comes into being. And its first president has been elected by the 1 billion plus people of Africa. So the heads of states that met with President Obama are in fact governors in waiting for a permanent president of Africa who will replace the provisional one that was elected by the convention in 1920. Once this United Pan-African Nation comes in, Garvey called the United States of Africa in his poem. Kwame Nkrumah talked about the need that this is the decade of African independence, tomorrow the United States of Africa. We've been talking about this, Garvey and Nkrumah, for almost 100 years. Garvey, I remember also, he got some tapes on it, he talks about it is for you to create the United States of Africa. So this is Garvey's life. But as long as Africa remains politically divided into individual states, we will be working from a position of relative weakness in dealing with the global political economy. The sectional nationalisms, balkanizations, European linguistic differentials, must give way and surrender the many state sovereignties to a greater government of a united Pan-African nation that will protect and promote the interests of all African people on the African continent and throughout the world. As the 75-year-old elder, Julius Nyerere said, without unity, and this is what he said as he was 2 years before his passing, as an elder looking back over the whole movement that he had been a part of, starting with Ghana's independence and going right straight for the Mandela. And he concluded that the OAU had been successful in liberating the continent, but it had failed miserably in terms of unifying Africa. And the ball had been dropped when Kwame Nkrumah was taken off the scene. So he challenged the next generation to understand that without unity, there is no future for Africa. This is a great historic occasion. We must redouble in our efforts to bring the United Pan-African Nation by August of 2020.
Right.
Garvey did his part from 1914 to 1920. The best way to honor him is by making comparable strides from 2014 to 2020. There are currently 54 political entities in Africa, 18 of which celebrated a 50th anniversary in 2010 alone. Another 16 will be celebrating a 50th anniversary in this decade from 2011 to 2019. And the aforementioned 18 that celebrated their 50th anniversary in 2010 will be celebrating their 60th anniversary in 2020. 8 in the month of August of 2020. This global generation, the 26-year-old Marcus Garvey rose up from nothing in 1914 to an organization of 4 million plus in 40 countries and being elected the first provisional president of Africa by August 20. This global generation of Africans can do no less. Garvey himself said, "What other men have done, we can do." In that spirit, let us rise up from the significant something that we have now in 2014 and move toward creating the United Pan-African Nation by August of 2020. All right. In this regard, and I'll talk more about this in the Youth Empowerment Workshop tomorrow, but one of the things I'm proposing is we need to create 1,000 UAB 2020 clubs. UAB 2020 stands for United Africa by 2020, in clubs that will bring into a dynamic, the goal would be to create a dynamic movement for a Pan-African youth movement that will be a catalyst for making the United Pan-African Nation a political reality by 2020. And I'm using my website as a Pan-African forum. That's where the discussion can take place between club individuals, me, the group, everywhere. That can be it. We can talk more about that later. But the discussions, this should not be this idle Pan-African discussions, Pan-African congresses, as we had before. We're really well past that. These discussions need to be dealing with very specific things, such as developing a constitution for a united Pan-African nation that factors all African people, those at home on the African continent, and those abroad, us here in America and throughout the diaspora, into it. Ideas for building an integrated infrastructure in Africa that connects African people, goods, and services to each other, and the global African community, connecting Africans with Africans, and not just to the metropolitan centers of Europe and China. Ideas for the full eradication of national currencies in all African countries and the establishment of a continental monetary system and a universal African currency which can be used anywhere in Africa and throughout the world. Ideas for the creation of a universal African passport.
That's right.
All these things, these ideas are, and more, I talk about in my book on page 62 and 63. I bring up some of those ideas and some more that I'm not mentioning right now. But in addition to publishing a sequel to the book, I'm going to be working with interested parties in the next few years, hopefully, to have some Pan-African conferences around these specific issues: governance, economics, infrastructure. That's not just general Pan-African. We want to talk about how we're going to do this, how we're going to build the government, how is the Constitution going to look, how is the diaspora going to be factored into it. These are the things that we need to be talking about these days, not just Pan-Africanism with non-date specific goals. We want it done by August, and honor of Marcus Garvey. I expect to be at the swearing in on August. Anyway, all of this can and must be done for our ancestors and our progeny. So I leave you for a while. Looking forward to seeing you again at high noon on Thursday, August 20th, 2020, as we witness the first African woman or man raise their right hand and take the oath as the first constitutionally elected permanent, not provisional as it was 100 years ago, President of the United Pan-African Nation. Whatever One destiny. Africa for the Africans, those at home and those abroad, Marcus Garvey. Africa must unite, Garvey's most consequential student, Kwame Nkrumah. Let's do this. Thank you very much.
West Science of America, our Ghanaian, God bless you all. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Father Edgar Bay. I'm coming from Moore Science of 21 School in Brooklyn. We were charged back in 1933. For those that might not, may not know, Moore Science Temple was started back in 1913. So last year we celebrated our 100th celebration being here. And here it's 2014. And of course, Marcus Garvey, and I honor all the people that provide thanks for providing the other. All the brothers and sisters that I've known through all the years as a musician. I play music. And just a little bit, I'm going to skip over this a little bit, not too much. I remember something that when I first heard about Brother Marcus inside the Harlem, and that one God, one name, one blessing. He said, up you what? So Brother Rebels played last year, a couple years ago, in an album. But the song was called Up You Mighty. It was dedicated to Brother Marcus inside the Harlem. And I realized that as a young person, and being in the Moore Science Temple for over 30 years, probably and reading the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey, that and about his history, the movie came out, History of the World. And one thing I read that stuck with me all those years, that he still his son when he was incarcerated and where? Anybody know where? Yeah, so that's penitentiary. That's what the first time they had what they call so-called political prisoners. Yeah, so that's penitentiary. He was the first. And unfortunately. But he wrote something. I was traveling on the road. I never forget he wrote to his son. He said, no matter what has happened, that the seeds have been sown. No matter what has happened, the seeds have been sown. I always thought about that. So now I look around, these are the seeds. These are the seeds. I was not born back in 1914, but I know when I heard the words, something touched me. When I heard the voice of Prophet Noble, something touched me. When I read the philosophies and pictures of Marcus Garvey, something touched me. See, like the brothers and sisters had said earlier, and I honor them for saying that, we got to see the light, walk in the light, and you become the light. And so what we have learned, the Moore Science Temple, those that are younger members like myself, and that all these great prophets and seers that came to us, and for those that don't know, you should get a copy of the Holy Prayer of the Moore Science Temple America. We have a whole chapter about Marcus Garvey. Prophet Noble, he said he's the forerunner. So every time I get up there to give honors, I give honor to Brother Marcus Garvey. I do. We give honor to Brother Marcus Garvey. You know, Brother Marcus Garvey, I tell you, when I'm listening to things about him, like the brother said, he was a short brother. You know, he talked very loud. You know, you hear him all over. He talked about some people that I thought I sort of admired the history, put them down for the things that they would do. He wasn't trying to put them down as individuals. He was really trying to raise us up to be that mighty nation. And we are a nation of people already. We have to learn how to love instead of hate. And by loving yourself and know who your ancient forefathers were, that's one arm, one God, one aim, one destiny. And we are a nation of people. And I'm going to speak on, and I'm just so honored to be here to look at all the seeds. All the seeds. Just to read one thing that we read that's definitely aligned with Brother Marcus inside Garvey. We have a chapter that I don't have it memorized, but my elders already had it memorized, and I was reminded of it. It's only like 5 verses, actually, 5. It's called a holy covenant. And what a covenant is, right? It's something that's passed down. These are God gives it to you. You don't make it up on your own. Now, this covenant is people giving you by your house. But this is the holy covenant. It's God gave it to you. Now we call them law, whatever we call it. So it's a holy covenant of we call the Asiatic nations. I mean, all those brothers and sisters really that are not of European descent. So we're talking about Nicaraguans, Brazilians, Argentinians, you know, all of these people, but they're part of the human family that's going to be right risen up. And the beautiful part that I come to understand is see that prophets come to nations. Everybody gets one. So who came to us? Well, Marcus Messiah. That's why he was speaking directly to us. I mean, everybody else can love the teachings, but he was directly speaking to us. You know, he walked like us, he talked like us, he knew how we thought. You know? So in any case, I'm going to read it. It says, "Ye are the children of one father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother has given you suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with thy brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in thy father's house. And when ye separate in the world, remember the relation that bindeth you to love and unity. And prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brothers in adversity assist him, if thy sisters in trouble forsake her not, so shall the fortunes of thy father continue to support his own race, and his care to continue to you all in your love to each other." For all our guests here, I'm honored to be here. Brother Messiah Garvey is trying to unify us, and we are unified. Like the brothers and sisters said earlier, you know, we just have, we do this, you do that. You know, I'm not walking this way, I'm not as tall as you, I'm not as fat as you, I'm not as small as you. But one thing, we don't learn to love one another on this planet, on playing things made manifest, we're doomed to fail. You know, I'm glad to hear that we have the will to do what we want to do. You have that will. Mother Barbara's got we talked about, we have that will. That's right. Don't let, well, I'm not going to get radical, but don't let nobody come into your neighborhood and take over things from you. And if you do, see, that's the reason why you're going to learn through that. You're going to learn through that. The seeds have been sown. We got grandparents down there, great-grandparents, we got little children down there. So we're on the rise right now. We really are on the rise. It might look kind of dim, but we're on the rise right now. Sometimes when I look at it and see things happening to us as people, yeah, police, all these things going on. But I realize that's some kind of way it's going to wake me up. Yeah. You know, because first of all, we talk about it. You know, our conferences and so and so. But you gotta, you know, you gotta see the light, walk in the light, and become the light. Yes, we can become the light. We are the light right now. It might seem a little dim, but we are the light right now. You know? So one God, one destiny. I love you all. Please come visit us anytime. Let them bring them for 1933. Come visit us. We're here to be a part of the uniting of Asia. We're here to unite with our brothers and sisters. I'm honored to be here. God bless you all. Peace.
Hotel. First, I want to give honor to the Supreme, known by many names, Creator, Katao, Demario, Demakoma, and Yame, Aman, the Ted, aspects of the divine. I will assume Marisha Loa Nitaru, ancestors, Insamako, Chefs, Segungo, ancestors on whose shoulders we stand. We give thanks. Give thanks for being here. I'm pleased to be here today, representing Washington, D.C. Here in New York City at the Schomburg, this auspicious occasion, Malcolm X Avenue, celebrating 100 years of the UNIA 100th anniversary of this founding by the great Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. So, I won't speak long. I just want to say a few words in solidarity with the spirit of Marcus Garvey and the UNIA and our need to carry that on and carry it forward. Representing what Marcus Garvey represented, which was really just some basic fundamental concepts, but profound in the world that we live in. Advocating for us to be free from oppression, free from exploitation, free from degradation, and have self-sufficiency, self-determination, self-respect, and self-reliance. Right? Basic concepts in a world where people have often decided not to allow our people to have those things, or not to want our people to have those things. So, Marcus Garvey rose up and created one of the greatest, if not the greatest, movement of our people to achieve these things. Locally, nationally, globally, millions of members, branches all over the U.S. and all over the world, seeking to create economically viable and self-sufficient and prosperous communities. And we find ourselves still 100 years later, still needing those things, right? So we must carry on. We're only here on the shoulders of our ancestors who suffered and toiled so that we could be here. We can't ever forget that. So we here, we must carry on and carry on that mission until it's accomplished. Right? So my name is Lasana Mack, and I'm here, as I mentioned, from DC. I'm kind of representing the DC Pan-Africanist community. I see a few other familiar DC folks in the house, of course, Brother Senghor, President General, UNIA.
Yeah.
Sister Kathy. And we're doing some good things, some positive things, some powerful things in DC that we want to briefly make you aware of. One thing we have in DC that continues and carries on the legacy of Garvey is we have a coalition of Pan-Africanist organizations called the Leadership Council for Pan-African Nationalism. About 20 different organizations that have decided to come together and practice unity, and work in unity towards our common goals and objectives, realizing unity is key to us accomplishing our mission. If we have a little bit of differences here and there and there, that should not stop us from working together towards accomplishing our mission. And one of the things that that kind of grew out of that effort with that coalition is a relatively new entity called Appeal Incorporated. Appeal is actually an acronym for Association of People for Pan-Africanist Economic Advancement Through Leverage. So it's very much in keeping with what Marcus Garvey was all about, talking about economic advancement, knowing that we can't be truly free or have self-determination or self-sufficiency until we deal with the economic aspect of our condition. So, with Appeal, our mission is to organize and strategically utilize the vast resources of people of African descent, locally, nationally, and globally, to facilitate economic empowerment and educational enrichment to produce strong, self-sufficient, and prosperous communities. Again, very much in keeping with the mission of Marcus Garvey and the UNIA. And the way we're doing that is we have 4 components to our organization. One, I mentioned education. We know that our people need education. We know that all of our people have been miseducated. So, historical and cultural literacy, we call it, is where we're educating our people with powerful workshops and programs and teaching our people the profound history and culture and heritage of our people to empower us in that way. Financial literacy, teaching our people about money. We don't get taught in school, most of us, about how to deal with money and economics in this society, in this economy. So we are sharing that type of education with our people. And I should mention, my history, my background is in finance, educationally as well as professionally. I actually had the tremendous opportunity of serving as treasurer of the District of Columbia for 7 years. So I approached this with a solid foundation and background in the field of finance, and using that to move this new entity along towards establishing the kinds of structures that we need to move ourselves ahead economically. Thirdly, we've established a think tank. You know, there's a number of think tanks around, most of them that you hear about of the conservative variety. We felt that we needed to, it would be of value for us to establish a think tank to analyze some of the socioeconomic conditions that we face and inform some of the actions that we intend to take. And document that so our people can see and understand the analysis behind what we're talking about doing. And last but not least, we are in the process of creating a credit union. We want to create a credit union, a financial institution, a banking institution where we can harness and leverage the resources of our people to invest it in a way that helps to allow us to be economically self-sufficient. We want to invest in projects that promote our people becoming producers of much more of the goods and services that we consume. We're consumers in this society, in this economy, but we don't produce much of anything, including, all these things that we consume, that other people make money off of us. So we need to put ourselves in a position to become producers. In order to do that, we know we need to put some money together. So it's not a simple process. to create a credit union. It's not going to happen overnight. But we have set the structure in place to allow us to do that, and we're building our organization to put ourselves in a position to do that. And one of the things we need in order to do that is the support of our community. We need members. We're a membership organization. Once we reach a certain level of membership and funding, then we'll be in a position to apply for a credit union charter, and we can begin to put this financial institution in place that we need to help to advance the cause of our people in the spirit of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. So, I have some flyers here with information about Appeal and what we're doing and how you can contact us and go to our website and find out in more detail about what we're doing and find out why you should join the Appeal movement. So, we're going to distribute those, and I'm going to step aside for the next speaker to come along. One God, one aim, one destiny. One God, one aim, one destiny. At Appeal, our motto is, it's about empowerment. Many of y'all say that with me one more time. It's about empowerment. It's about empowerment. It's about empowerment. Something.
The song, it will be brief, but this elder just told me she had to go, but I'm holding y'all to y'all word. She told me when she came here today that she was going to be doing tap dance. She was so excited. So I want to at least see you do that tap dance, because we're going to be looking for you in the world. Stand up and fight for you. Look for me in the world. Look for me in the storm. Look for me in the whirlwind. Look for me in the storm. That's one of the verses of one of our members of UNIA. He wanted to really make that a visual song. I can tell the food is going on. Because you know what happens when the food starts, when we get the shift. But if people can get their stuff and come back and just still, you know, we're still meeting. Okay, so we're still in here. Can we, brothers and sisters, I go. Respect. There's still a meeting in here. Okay. So I'm gonna just share this small song that means so much to me. When our children came to our schools and they didn't understand all the African things that we were teaching them, Delani, you're louder than me. And we kept teaching them. And one of the things that we wanted to do was to make sure that they understood that it was love that we felt for them and the reason why we continue to give them the African path. And so I shared this with all of you this afternoon. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. We're an African people. And we have been wild this too much. But as long as we can stay focused that we are at war and that we are in it for the victorious line on our side, we're going to be all right. Victory is ours. And so we told the children strong, I won't give up on life. I won't give up on you. I won't give up on my family. Gonna see them through. I see them disrespect our people in the streets. Smiles in their faces, kills colors, watermelon freaks. I won't give up on life, my family and friends. I won't give up on you because it's justice in the end. Justice in the end. It's justice in the end. We cannot, we will not, and we shall not give up. Thank you.
All right, Hotel?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Bob Keeley. I'm the first assistant president general of the Universal Negro and Cuban Association and African Communities League. I want to first say Asante Asante, the president general, because he insisted that I have opportunity to make remarks.
All right now.
He said, don't just introduce me, make some remarks.
Yes.
So the first thing I'd like to do is to thank the Centennial Chair and the members of the Centennial Committee for the hard work that you did in order for us to be here. I know that was not an easy job. I'd like to point us in the direction not away from the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, but into the direction of the Universal Negro and Cuban Association and African Communities League. Because that's what we are celebrating.
Yes.
We honor the memory of Marcus Messiah Garvey, but we're celebrating the Universal Negro and Cuban Association and African Communities League 100 years in this work. 1917, in America, East St. Louis erupted one of the worst race riots in the history of the 20th century. We, in the 21st century, 100 years, starting our second 100 years, St. Louis has erupted again. It tells you that the conditions have not changed. Marcus Messiah Garvey, in responding to St. Louis, as did the NAACP, in responding to St. Louis, he wrote that it was ungodly, it was inhumane, that men and women and children of African descent were being murdered. Homes set on fire. You choose to either stay in the house and burn or run out the house and be shot and or lynched. Pulled you off of trolleys because of the color of your skin. Now, celebrating 100 years of the UNIA. Ross Marvin, please close the door. Thank you. Celebrating 100 years of the UNIA should be about being focused on the mission of the UNIA from 1914 to 2014.
Exactly.
Focus on this mission. Because if you focus on this mission, you will realize that it is about the business of building the infrastructure for a government for African people all over the world.
Right.
Our visionaries and my primary teacher, not my only teacher, Thomas W. Harvey, and having what I considered an argument or two with him. Boy, when you're young, you learn the hard way.
Yeah.
St. Louis erupted. New York City, black man choked to death. California, black woman beat down by a white police officer. In the city of Philadelphia, going to a peace rally, a 20-year-old black male was killed by a 17-year-old black male. When you eliminate us, regardless of whose end it is, we are still being eliminated. We now are more of an endangered species than any other species in the world. The Universal Negro and Cuban Association and African Communities League was founded to bring unity. It was founded to hold us together. It was founded to raise us to new heights. That's what its mission is today. It doesn't matter how many other organizations come into being.
Right.
Doesn't matter how many different titles people claim.
Right.
If you believe in the liberation of the race,
Right.
all of us come under the banner of the Universal Negro and Cuban Association and African Communities League.
That's right.
Not a question,
Not a question.
not an argument.
Not an argument.
We believe you can be different.
Right.
We
appreciate our difference. We don't all look the same. All that women are beautiful, but the beauty is different. I can't say all that men are good looking, just don't. Right? Yeah, no, I got to check that. But you know, see, but we recognize the difference. It's okay if you went to AAPRP. Right. It's okay if you are anything you want to be. It's okay if you are a Democrat, really. It's all right. You can be a Republican, that's okay too. It don't matter to me what you call yourself. What matters to me is what you work for. Right. What matters to me is who you put first. You put first. Because who you put first tells you what's important. We talk about protecting our children. Talk about it. We talk about protecting our women. Yes. But let me tell you something. We need to also start talking about protecting our men. Right. See, we have to do that. That's a responsibility that we have if we're going to raise the race to the proper state. You see, it's not about what you call God, just call him. Right. And if you don't care what you call him, call him. I want us to understand we can stand together and there is nothing but us to separate us. That's all. That's all. I had a lesson or two from Charles L. James. I'm sure you did. He told me don't never ask a question that you already got the answer to. He said because if you already got the answer, all you're trying to do is pick a fight. And the one thing you don't want to do is pick a fight with somebody bigger, better, stronger, and leave the UNIA. Don't pick the fight. The other thing about that, Charles L. James said that God gave him a backbone. He said he gave him a backbone. I will say that I came to the UNIA with a backbone, but what the UNIA gave me was focused direction. It told me that politically, I have to be about the business of my people. It told me politically and economically, I've got to be about the business of my people. I taught school. We brought a school into the UNIA when I joined. Right. It was a school named Marcus Garvey Schule of Positive Education. I tell you that not to brag about myself, but to tell you what education means. When you educate a child and grow him up, he won't be the way he's supposed to be. He might stray, but he's coming back this way. He's coming back. We look today as we incorporate this year. Realize we are starting our walk to the next 100 years. And there's so much history that has not been written that we have a tendency to revel in the beginning. All right. UNIA, the largest mass movement of people of African descent in the history of the world. In the history of the world. You say, wait a minute, there's been other movements. Yes, there has. There were other movements. Yes. But there was no movement that claimed 5 million paying members and 400 million members. Right. 400 million members. Right. Didn't claim you because you agree with me, claimed you because of the melanin in your skin. Right. That's right. With the melanin in your skin. That's what separates us from everybody else. Yes. But we shall change the world by starting to love ourselves. And we're starting to do the work. If you want to do economics, let's do economics. If you want to take and build houses, let's build houses. If you want to take and educate children, let's educate our children. If you want to say, I want to be in a different organization, don't be in the UNIA, I don't care because you're in the UNIA anyway. It don't matter. You say, well, I'm a socialist, I don't care. You say, well, I might be communist, I don't care. Well, why I don't care? Because you are UNIA anyway. People say to me, and I'm bring on my president in a minute because he gonna rock the house. People say, why do you still call yourself a nigger? Now, let me say this. Before I go down that road just a minute, that's the same question I asked Thomas W. Hall. Why do we still
still stick with the word Negro. He said, sit down, son. I said, we shouldn't be calling ourselves no Negro. He said, son, let me ask you a question. His question took me all the way back to junior high school. Yeah, he did. He said, how many races in the world? Now, let me divert for a minute. I was in junior high school. My history teacher asked me the same thing. How many races in the world? See, I was a smart person. And I said, one. He said, what you mean, one? I said, one race. I remember I'm in high school. He said, what's the one race? I said, the human race. You know, I figured I got it. Can't argue that. He said, no. So when Thomas W. Harvey said, how many races are there? I knew the answer. I said, there's 3. He said, which one are you? Oh, yeah. See, now I turn the question around. Well, I'm not a minority. Excuse my expression, I apologize. I damn sure ain't no Caucasian. It's only left me one place to be. That's the Negro. So if I'm a Negroid because of the race, and Negro is because of the race, I had to change my philosophy of saying that Negro was baked in an oven like a biscuit. And if I went in the oven as a biscuit, I couldn't come out a sausage. He said, no, you didn't go in the oven like a biscuit. You was born in the world of Negro. You're going to live in the world of Negro. You're going to leave this world of Negro. The only thing you guarantee in life is to be black. Check that. Guarantee. Call from my mama's womb black. Gonna leave this earth black. Gonna live this life black. You know, as I didn't say African, I say black. I say black for a reason. Because black deals with the melanin in your skin. Africa is dealing with the continent that we say we came from. We're claiming ourselves geography, and it's not geography that defines us. You define yourself by the race you are. He said, up you mighty race. Up you mighty race. You can accomplish what you will. And let's say this. The 9th successor, the 10th President General of the University Negro Recruitment Association. We met young. And I'm still younger than him. And I want to bring him to you now. President General, sing over.
On August the 1st to celebrate Mosiah Month that's been going on since 1987. And the Al-Qaeda revivalist movement, the leader Bindaka, Brother Bindaka, who is now the ambassador of the UNIA government of the United Kingdom, along with the Al-Qaeda revivalist movement and myself, joined Rastafari on August the 1st and marched with over 2,000 to 3,000 of us to demand reparations and shut Brixton down. I said we shut Brixton down. And it was a whiteout, so you ain't hearing about it on the media, in the white media. But the black media was strong with it, and I'm telling you, 2 days before they celebrated 100 years of the end of World War I, because that's what they were doing. The Rasta community showed people that they don't just wear dreadlocks and smoke herb. Y'all hear me? And not only that, the Pan-Africanists who live in the UK, who were born in Africa from different countries, were with them. The nationalists were with them. The Pan-Africanists and the ordinary black folks in the UK were in that march. Now, I was supposed to be the keynote speaker at the rally before the march took place. But because the Al-Qaeda revivalist movement is so conscious, we decided to go to a morning home service of a sister who was very active, and we were a little late. But you know what? The Most High knows exactly what He got in store for us. And sometimes we don't know. But we drove all the way to Bristol, all the way from Tottenham, got there, and the march, the rally, we were in communications with them. They were trying to wait for us. But we told them to go forward. When we got there, they were moving strong. But that energy and motivation is the beginning of the whirlwind energy. And what I want y'all to know, it ain't no joke. Whether or not you are conscious enough to know who you are in this day and time, we ain't waiting on you no longer. And I'm not speaking for myself as an individual. I'm not speaking for the UNIA in the United States. I'm speaking for the universal African throughout the cosmos of reality. So it's bigger than me. It ain't about me. It ain't about he. It ain't about she. It's about we. Connectivity and for true sovereignty. Because get ready. Our ambassador, Tony Browder in Kemet, is digging up Karakoum's tomb. It's written on the walls. We ain't just talking about our ancestor God in the whirlwind. We talk about 4.5 million years ago. We got more ancestors than we got us. And if you really believe about the whirlwind, the victory is ours. But we're still wallowing in defeat because we're concerned about this leader, that leader, this organization, that organization. Ain't none of us organized enough to flip the paradigms until we all come together under one God, one aim, one destiny. Let no religious scrupulous, no political machination divide us. But we want all of our brothers, our Moorish brothers, we want our Muslim brothers, our Muslim sisters, our Christian brothers, our Christian sisters. We want our Khan, the Maticians, Rastafari, and everybody to come home on one. Our children are crying and dying. Our ancestors are waiting and watching. How many more young 18-year-olds are going to be butchered, murdered, hung in the street before we wake up and take charge of our own communities? And brothers and sisters, I'm going to be strong and short. Come on. It is no joke. The blood that's running in the street is the same blood that ran from our ancestors. When we say praise the red, the black and the green, the brothers and the sisters are being redeemed. Open up your eyes and see and go on home to want to be free. All of those children that are dying, their body parts are being sold. I said their body parts are being sold because they don't just look at you as a slave. You are commerce to hold up the system of white supremacy. So come out from her and do for yourself. We built every system, every wicked Europe, every America plus system. We built it. Don't tell me you can't build one for yourself. So what you waiting on? This is called remembrance, This is called our ancestors' time. It ain't our time. And it ain't your time. The ancestors called us here to New York to remind us of what they did in 1920. So we can flip the script. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Africa's call. I close on this note. We love y'all. But let's collaborate. Let's coordinate. Let's get really organized. And let's put the pressure on the system of white supremacy. But don't forget, we got segregated communities. We need to protect our children, as Barbara Keeley said. And don't just do it with your voice. Get organized. Where's your own military? Where's your own popo? Where's your own armed protector of your children and your women? Don't you know that's jobs? I told my brothers in the red, black, and green movement, it's okay to get upset with what's going on, my brother, and be angry about that. Let's turn that anger into organization. There's no reason when we segregate our communities that we can't arm ourselves legally
That's right.
We also are security guards at all the buildings. We got jobs guarding buildings. We were going to get a job guarding our children, guarding our sisters, guarding ourselves. We can do that if we're really organized. And the only means to go up against power, you got to have organized power. There ain't no plaything, brothers and sisters.
No play.
This is not going to stop.
No.
It's going to continue until we rise up, consolidate our resources, and Lord knows, look at the brothers and sisters and for the wicked things that are going on in Mother Africa. They're not just taking our resources. We got knucklehead, our own people raping black women. We're lost and confused because we don't know ourselves. So let's get real. The UNIA is alive. And thank God, all these organizations and businesses are coming back on. But what we need to do is lay down our ego. Lay down, I don't agree with you.
That's right.
We agree on more than what we disagree on. We need food. We didn't just come here to party. We didn't just come here to celebrate. We came here to check ourselves so we can prepare for the next 100 years. So in closing, know that millions of those ancestors are right here now. We don't just pour libation, we are libation. We don't just wait for Garvey, we are the Garvey movement today. But check it ain't about me. Don't trip on what you see. I am mysterious elements. I come from the cosmos of reality, like each one of you. There is nothing that we cannot achieve. Let's come out the projects and go back to the pyramids or the techniques. Because they really ain't pyramids, they techniques, you understand? We know the truth, and the truth has already set us free. So stop being content with the food of chicken. Africans, get your wings ready, because we flying home to Zion. One God. Y'all get your tickets to the banquet, we got you.
African people, thank you so very much for coming out today. Darby said, truth crushed the earth, must rise again. Darby said, chance has never satisfied the hopes of a suffering people. Therefore, we must do it ourselves. Darby also said, everything I have given to you. My friends, we have a few things this weekend. We're asking you to support it. We have the banquet coming up on Saturday. If you didn't get your ticket yet, it's the red, black, and green banquet. You're going to have, but if you're going to think that Marcus Garvey in the house, Bob Semple will be there. A whole lot of speakers will be there. You will be inspired. 100 years.
100 years.
They gave us 100 years. We have to prepare for the next 100 years. And the next 100 years start now. So again, if you haven't got your tickets yet, please get it. Tomorrow night, we're going to be in the OB Redemption Center. Come on out at 127 West 127th Street from 6 p.m. In the daytime, we'll be at Medgar Evers College. Sunday, we're going to have the red, black, and green parade through Harlem. Please don't miss it. Again, if you're a member of the UNIA, put up your hand, please. I didn't see every hand go. Remember, each and every one of us, we are citizens of the UNIA. There are only two types. One that is active and one that is not active. To get active, brothers and sisters, pay your dues today and activate that membership. Sunday after the parade, we're going to be at the National Black Theater. Come on out, please. One God, one aim, one destiny.
And I invite you all to have some refreshments.
provide